Good morning. My name is Lillian Govis, Buncombe County Director of Communications and Public Engagement, and this is your briefing for Wednesday, March 19th. We start today with an open burn ban issued by the Buncombe County Fire Marshal due to extreme fire danger conditions, including low humidity and strong winds. The ban includes all open burning of yard waste, debris, and land clearing burns. It does not include fires smaller than 3 feet in diameter in pits, barbecue grills, cooking and warming fires, or chimeneas. It will be in effect until this Friday at 9 a.m. and can be extended beyond this. The ban does not affect North Carolina permitted, controlled, and attended fires more than 100 feet from a structure, and open burning is never allowed in municipalities, including within the Asheville city limits. Since we saw each other last, we received great news on 2 state programs aimed at Helene recovery. The North Carolina Disaster Unemployment Assistance deadline was extended to April 7th to align with the FEMA assistance extension. The Disaster Unemployment Program includes business owners, those who are self-employed, or farm workers. Apply online at des.nc.gov or by calling 919-629-3857 between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Heads up if you have a private road, culvert, pipe, or bridge that was damaged or destroyed following Tropical Storm Helene. The state has officially launched its private bridge and road program, and we encourage you to fill out the interest form. We're going to add the link to the chat, so no worries if you don't catch it as I say it. The link is ncdps.gov/Helene/PRB, which stands for Private Roads and Bridges. Again, ncdps.gov/Helene/PRB. Like I said, we'll add this link to the chat. You can fill out the interest form even if you have already applied for FEMA assistance, because this program is designed to help anyone impacted by the storm with private road or bridge repair and will be administered by North Carolina Emergency Management. Thanks to those of you who have submitted damage reports on our website, as this was instrumental in getting this resource from the state. For today's briefing, we are totally debris focused, so we'll call it your debriefing. Avril really liked that. She did. We've got George Minges with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Dane Pedersen with our Solid Waste Department, and Allison Dains with our Parks Department. Asheville City Manager Debra Campbell will also provide updates on the city's end. First, we'll hear from County Manager Avril Pender.
Thanks, Lillian. Good morning. Today, we will look to start by sharing a new resource that you can also track public right-of-way debris completion as crews continue to make their final passes throughout March. Head to buncombeready.org to access the map. Here you will see that the county has been divided into 8 color-coded zones, A through H. Crews are working from west to east. To see what zone you're located in and whether your zone has been completed, type in your address on the search bar on the top right. Once the zone has been selected, you can see if the zone has been marked as complete. March 1st, 2025 was the deadline to place debris on the public right-of-way to ensure crews will pick it up throughout the month of March. If you missed the deadline or you were unable to move debris on your own, please apply for private property debris removal. You've been hearing that all along, PPDR, a program to have crews remove debris from your property for free. The deadline for PPDR is April 15th. Dane Pedersen with our Solid Waste Department will have more information on that program shortly. If you have damage or severe erosion from Hurricane Helene that's threatening your home, a road, a bridge, a culvert, or any other kind of infrastructure, you should be eligible for help through the USDA Emergency Watershed Program, EWP. This program is designed to help landowners repair damage that's putting their property safety at risk. This can include debris-clogged waterways, unstable stream banks, severe erosion, jeopardizing public infrastructure, and wind-borne debris removal. If you submitted a report to be considered for this program, the county is reviewing your report. And if you meet the general eligibility criteria, we will reach out and schedule a site visit inspection to confirm program eligibility. Inspections are currently being conducted around the county and will be for the next couple of months. To see if you're eligible, fill out the report damage form located at the top of the form on buncombecounty.org or call the One Buncombe call center at 828-250-6100. While the FEMA application deadline was extended, it is still less than 3 weeks away. So here are some other important deadlines to keep in mind. April 7th, FEMA individual assistance deadline. Apply online at disasterassistance.gov or call 800-621-3362 or visit a disaster recovery center at Weaverville Town Hall and Fairview Public Library. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. April 7th is also the deadline for disaster unemployment assistance. April 15th, the last day to apply for private property debris removal program. April 27th, small business assistance or SBA, public damage, the physical damage loan deadline. And on June 30th, SBA economic injury application deadline. Funds are still available for the Disaster Energy Assistance Program. If you were affected by Helene and need help with home heating costs, apply for Disaster Energy Assistance. This program can help cover cost expenses like utility bills, propane or oil tanks, and furnace repairs or replacement. It also offers flexibility, meaning a resident have qualified for insulation replacement and even roof repairs to help keep their homes warm. You can apply in person at 40 Cox Avenue or by phone at 828-250-5500. That is Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, if you only do one action from today's community briefing, let it be this. Sign up for the North Carolina Disaster Case Management Program. This program offers one-on-one support to ensure that you are connected to any and all resources available to you in your Helene recovery. This includes food access, transportation, employment assistance, housing assistance, mental health, or other recovery needs. To apply for disaster case management, call 844-746-2326 or complete the intake form at buncombeready.org. A reminder that our community care stations continue to undergo changes due to low usage. The Morgan Hill location closed earlier this week, and today is the last day the Reynolds Ingalls location will be open. The community care stations at Owen Pool will continue to be open with showers, laundry, water, and bathrooms from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekdays and 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekends. Ensuring your home is resilient is especially important if you experience damage during Helene. This is why we encourage property owners to apply for the state's Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. This program allows homeowners affected by floodwaters and helps with slope stabilization to prevent future landslides. This program has no income limits. Anyone impacted can apply. It is a great way to reduce the risk of future flooding and damage, and it is 100% voluntary. You decide what's best for your property. Learn more and fill out the 5-minute grant information request at buncombeready.org. Have questions about hazard mitigation? You can call 828-250-6100. 6100, and option 3 will get you to someone that can get you some answers on hazard mitigation application. If you have not done so yet, we encourage you to bookmark engage.buncombecounty.org/Buncombe Recovered. Our new website focuses on recovery. You can also subscribe to be alerted about input and feedback opportunities in the future. More than 900 people have subscribed and are getting important updates right to their inbox. Our Buncombe County Call Center at 828-250-6100 remains open for any and all Helene questions. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And now we'll hear from George Minges with the United States Army Corps of Engineers.
Good morning, everyone. My name is George Minges. I'm with the Army Corps of Engineers, and we're doing the debris cleanup here within Buncombe County in the city of Asheville. So I want to tell everybody and start off by saying that we're working as quickly and safely as possible in all the mission areas that we're working. We're, by the numbers, within Buncombe County and within Asheville, we've cleaned up over 1.5 million cubic yards of debris, and we have removed 120,000 tons of soil, silt, and sediment. Excuse me. We've got 50 crews currently working within the waterways, 40 crews working on that private property debris removal mission, and we've removed and cleaned up 1,100 private properties within the county. And we have over 100 crews working on the right-of-way. We're working towards a lot of those deadlines, and as I said, we're working as quickly and safely as possible, removing that debris. Up next is Dane.
Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. My name is Dane Pedersen. I'm with the Buncombe County Solid Waste Department and here to provide a little additional information on debris removal in our county. So again, we're going to keep driving this point home. April 15th is the deadline to submit an application for private property debris removal. And this also includes requests for residents and commercial properties for demolition of structures that were storm impacted and are now unsafe due to the damages. And this demo request is completed through the private property debris removal application process. Popular ways of applying for PPDR or private property debris removal include visiting the buncombecounty.org website or calling the One Buncombe call center at 828-250-6100 and hit 2 for debris. We also have an in-person PPDR intake center at the Disaster Recovery Center currently located at the Fairview Library. If you have applied for private property debris removal and you have concerns about the work that was done on your property after it was completed, please email the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and the email address we're going to drop in the chat for this so that you'll have access to that. You can also call the One Buncombe call center. Again, that's 828-250-6100 and select option 2 for debris. Types of concerns that we would encourage our residents to reach out about, should you have those, is please reach out about any debris left behind after your private property has been, debris has been removed, damage to the property, and any other PPDR concerns. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is tasked to remove debris impacting critical infrastructures through June 1st. We're working on coordinating with nonprofits to address trash cleanup needs after this U.S. Army Corps of Engineers mission is complete. This will be the next phase of cleanup in our waterways, and we will share more information as it becomes available. Also wanted to, as a safety reminder, to please keep away from active debris removal operations. That's including private property, waterway, any of these missions ongoing. Please stay away from these active work areas. Disaster debris removal work requires heavy construction type operations, and many dangers are present in these work areas. So please do not place yourself your friends or your family in harm's way by being close to these operations. Thank you. And now I'll turn it over to Allison Dains with the county.
Thank you, Dane. Good morning, everybody. I'm Allison Dains, the Director of Buncombe County Parks and Recreation, and I'm here to give you an update on the status of county parks and our role in waterway debris removal and tell you about some of the events and programs that are happening this season. At this time, 7 county parks are open for visitors to enjoy. They include the Buncombe County Sports Park, Lake Julian Park, which also includes the disc golf course and marina, Hominy Valley Park, North Buncombe Fields, Cane Creek Playground, Cochrane Page River Park, and Hominy Creek River Park. 8 parks remain closed: Charles D. Owen Park, Carpin Soccer Field, Collier Cove Nature Preserve, Alexander River Park, Walnut Island River Park, Bent Creek River Park, Glenbridge River Park, and the Ledges Water Park. For your safety and to allow crews to work, please do not enter the parks that are closed, and we do not recommend using the river at these locations at this time. Although we do not have a timeline for when these will be open, we expect that Glenbridge, Walnut Island, Bent Creek, Alexander, and the Ledges River Parks will be open once their water debris operations are complete. So again, I want to reassure you that we will be reopening these water parks. Parks and Recreation is working in conjunction with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and its contractors, and some of our parks are closed because they're functioning as waterway debris removal sites. Let me say that again: waterway debris removal sites. At this time, though this timeline has not been yet established, when water debris cleanup will be completed in our parks, we don't have a schedule for this opening. So cleanup in the river is a complex, multifaceted operation, and we must give our partners the time and space that they need to work on this debris removal. So please be respectful of the closing of these parks at this time while we make these areas safe for everyone to enjoy. Bringing our parks back to life, like I said, is a complicated process, and the status of each of these parks opening and closing can change at any time as we move back and forth between removing debris at these locations in order to help our recovery efforts as they evolve with the needs of our community. Before heading out to a park, check our website for the most up-to-date list of opened and closed parks. We'll be working with FEMA over the next 3 weeks to conduct site visits for damage assessment in all Buncombe County Park locations. We will announce when parks need to close or be reopened. I want to reassure you that Buncombe County Parks and Recreation Department is doing all that we can to mitigate risks, create safe spaces to recreate, and get parks open as soon as we are able to, in collaboration with the Army Corps of Engineers. You can follow along on our website and our social media for the most up-to-date list of open and closed parks. In addition, we have spring programs and events in full swing. Every Tuesday through Monday, every Tuesday through the month of May, you can enjoy community outreach recreation experiences team at Grovemont Park and Swannanoa. Caitlin and Frank of our Parks program team will host games and activities from 3 to 5 p.m. You can sign up to volunteer for our Earth Day cleanup at Lake Julian Park on Tuesday, April 22nd, and then come back for Spring Festival on Saturday, April 26th for games, crafts, boat tours, and more. It's truly a beautiful lake if you haven't been there before. In addition to this season's hikes, fishing tournaments, and canine egg hunts, we're also adding a couple of new programs, including our 55 Plus Club. For those of you wondering, I'm not yet in that club. The first meeting for this is a walk and boat tour around Lake Julian on Wednesday, April the 2nd. And finally, in case the recent weather roller coaster has you dreaming and longing for summer, I just want to remind you that all county pools, including North Buncombe, Hominy Valley, Cane Creek, Irwin, and Owen pools are scheduled to open on Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, May the 24th. You can find the details of all of our programs and events and the rest of our park happenings at www.buncombecounty.org/parks. And now I'm going to turn it over to the City of Asheville Manager, Debra Campbell.
Good morning. My name is Debra Campbell, and I serve as the City Manager of Asheville. As usual, I want to start by thanking everyone in the community for your continued support and your ongoing efforts to contribute to our community's recovery from Tropical Storm Helene. We are on day 175 of our emergency response and recovery efforts. Today, I will provide a few updates on the WNC Nature Center reopening, storm debris removal within the city limits, seems to be a recurring theme today, CDBG-DR engagement opportunities. First, I want to start by thanking all the community members, friends, staff, and elected officials who joined the Western North Carolina Nature Center this week as we officially reopen the doors to the general public. It was good to see both the animals and the people enjoying the grounds of this regional treasure. Visitors got a first-hand look at the Gateway Entry project that the Nature Center team got a jump start on while simultaneously cleaning up and preparing the center for its reopening. The Gateway is a welcoming new entry space for visitors and a wonderful addition as the facility celebrates its 100-year anniversary. We also want to recognize our partner, the Friends of the Nature Center, who are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. The efforts they made to continue field educational opportunities while the Nature Center staff focused on reopening were impactful and well received. You can hear the Nature Center staff's inspiring story about the Helene response and recovery efforts in their own words in a video posted on AshevilleRecovers.org. Since it was posted on Monday, March 17th, the video has been viewed over 10,000 times and counting, and is also posted on our Facebook and Instagram pages. The interviews in the video speak to just how important a broad community response was to the recovery efforts for this facility. I hope you will find the video as inspiring as I did. I'll now move into storm debris removal within the city limits. As of today, 551,125 cubic yards of storm debris and over 117,403 tons of mud and silt have been collected across Asheville. 173,284 cubic yards have been collected from the waterways within city limits, and 226 private properties within the city have been cleared of debris through the private property debris removal program. Contractors are continuing their final sweep to collect remaining storm debris from the right-of-way. This includes private streets where there is open public access and where regular city trash collection occurs. As a reminder, crews will not collect debris in the right-of-way after this final pass, which will wrap up on April 1st. As was noted earlier by county staff, we continue to message that the large trucks and heavy equipment used for debris collection need space. When cars block the debris piles, the contractor cannot collect the debris, which extends the time it takes for neighborhoods to return to normal. If possible, please refrain from parking cars along the street in front of debris piles. As was also noted earlier by county staff, we also ask that residents avoid closed riverfront parks and greenways. This is for your safety and allows contractors to focus their efforts on the work at hand without the additional hazard of unauthorized persons on the site. As always, I invite you to view regular updates on storm debris collection at www.ashevillerecovers.org. I'll now move into an update on the city's Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Draft Action Plan, CDBG-DR. The draft action plan is currently posted on AshevilleRecovers.org and will be open for public feedback through April 3rd. The feedback received will further shape the final action plan. You can find a link to submit feedback on the plan at the CDBG-DR webpage on www.ashevillerecovers.org. There will also be 3 public feedback sessions in March where residents can provide comments. Each session will focus on one of the 3 categories of the program, those being housing, economic revitalization, and infrastructure. These sessions will take place on the following days. For housing, the session will take place today, March 19th at the Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville Banquet Hall from 6 to 8 p.m. For economic revitalization, the session will be on March 24th at the Radical Hotel, Golden Hour Restaurant from 10 a.m. to noon. For infrastructure, the session will be on March the 26th at the Ferguson Auditorium at AB Tech from 10 a.m. to noon. Information for these meetings and a link to register are posted on AshevilleRecovers.org. In closing, I'd like to extend my continued thanks to the mayor, city council, all of our dedicated City of Asheville employees, our other partners in the county, state, and federal government, as well as our private and nonprofit partners who continue to work tirelessly on recovery efforts. I will now turn it back over to Lillian.
Thank you very much. We've got some members of the media who are joining on a separate Zoom link. And at this time, we'll see if they have any questions for our solid waste director, our parks director, the Army Corps of Engineers about their mission areas, Debra and the city on their plan. Anything that we have from our members of the media or in the chat, Angelica? We're not seeing anything. I will use this time for my obligatory push to remind people to sign up for Code Red alerts by texting BC Alert to 99411 or go to buncombecounty.org/code red. If you were signed up, you would have gotten a message this morning about the new burn ban that's in place through Friday. Waiting to see if we have any media who want to ask a question. While I was listening to the comments, I pulled up the new debris map. I found out for my neighbors in Swananoa, we are zones E1 and E2. So you'll want to keep those in the back of your mind there when you're looking at the debris map. Also thought about getting a fake ID so I could join that 55 and older club at Lake Julian. That's my speed. All right. As we close things out, thank you for joining us here every week. We do want to remind our residents that our tax department has opened at its new location at 182 College Street, which is right next to our Buncombe County Administration Building and across from the courthouse. Bring your parking ticket in for validation and you'll have free parking in that deck. Next week, we'll have some exciting news about a new community engagement market location, providing more connection to food and resources. But if you would like to hear about a certain topic or from a community partner, please email us your ideas at pio@buncombecounty.org. And with that, we will close things out and look forward to seeing y'all back here next week.